So the file I'm going to be doing today is going to be an anniversary gift for my sister. This is just my rough sketch of kind of how I wanted stuff to lay out. The NFC chip is going to sit behind the heart, and when they tap on it, it's going to play their wedding vows. I'm still waiting on my sister to send me that audio file, but I will show you after the video how to program this. So the file I'm using today is the January file for ForgeWorldPlus. ForgeWorldPlus is Misa, Daryl, and Will's subscription website. You get a free file every month. If you're not part of it, you wouldn't have access to these files. I did do the hanging hearts frame because everybody has access to that file. This one is going to be specific to the ForgeWorldPlus members. So we'll get into this. This is the design that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be doing the 5x7 one with the extended backer. For the easel, I like to put a sawtooth hanger on the backs of these, so they have the option to hang it or put it in the stand. All right. So we'll get into this. So before I do anything on these, I'm going to save this as the name that I want. That way I don't chance ruining the original file. So I'm going to join everything. I'm going to get everything into one file and then delete all the bits here that I don't need. So I'll speed through this. Okay, so I save my progress as I go with the Control S. It just does a quick save, but that is why I changed the name to start with, because otherwise I would have rewrote over this file. So I'm going to count here because I need 10 hearts. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Alt, click, and drag duplicates. For the other ones, this is a file that's been picked apart from all of her other files. I want this one. And I want the paw print. All right, that's good there. Now I'm just sizing this down so it's about roughly the same. And if I wanted to, I could actually just look at what I just sized this one to, this width, and copy it, and then paste it here. And it'll, I have to look that first. And it'll scale it, so now these are the same width. All right. So I just did that so I can see this a little better. Because I'm going to be deleting these nodes. And I'm going to use the pen tool to create the dot, my direct select tool to join that. And I use the pen tool to add a little bit of a curve. The closer in you are, the the more control you have over this curve. And I'll do the same here for this side. Pen tool again, the closer in you are, the more control you have over that curve. All right. And now we'll do the same for the heart at the bottom. Okay. So I have all of this. What I don't know right now is if this is all going to fit on here. Okay, so I'm going to select all of these and scale them down together so the sizes all stay proportionate with each other. Now I could grab these all and stick them on and see if they're going to fit, which I'll do that real quick and I'll speed through it. Okay, so I checked it, everything seems to fit fine. That's not the layout that, I'll be using the final layout. I just needed to make sure it would all fit on the piece. So now I'm going to create the circle for the NFC chip. That is a 1-inch circle. And then I'm going to make the engrave a dark blue. Most of the engrave that I'm going to be using is black, but I want this to import to Glowforge on a separate layer. So this is the file right now. This is all the elements that I need. This is where I want it to be. I'm going to turn this engrave piece off though. And I'm going to start on text. Okay, so I've got this part set up. What I'm going to go ahead and do now is on the years one, I'm just going to take the ellipse tool and I'm going to add some curved text. So that is the type on path tool. And I want to add the year because I want this to say it's 26 years in 2023. All right, that is how I want that. So I'm just going to check and make sure that all the text is sitting inside the hearts. Make sure everything's how I want it. Yes. All right, I'm going to select all that text that I just created. And we're going to do create outlines and then Pathfinder unite. If you don't unite it or Inkscape is like weld, then you get these dots in your text. So you need to make sure that you're doing that. Once this part is done, all you have to do is turn on that engrave. Okay, the only other thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to ungroup this. But I'm going to take this and move it to here. Now I've grouped that mainly so I can shut it off. And then I'm going to delete that and turn that back on. right, so this part's all here. It's all set up. I'm going to select this. Get this set to score. When I first cut this, that circle is getting ignored. Because then once this is cut out, I'll ignore everything else. I'll flip this piece over exactly where it sits. I won't take anything else out of the Glowforge, except the fall through pieces. But I'll take this piece right here and I'll just flip it over. And then I'll shut everything else off and just set this part to engrave. Now, when I engrave the circles, my settings are 930 approximately, full power. But everything else gets ignored. So it'll look like that. And after I get this cut out, then we will get into assembly. Okay, so this is just showing taking it out. This one-handed. Flipping it around, placing it back down. And now we're going to engrave on the back side. Even though this looks like it's scooted off to the side, it does not matter. We are not going to move anything because we have just flipped that over, and now we are going to engrave this recess. 95. Now, even if it's not on the screen, I'm ignoring it because I don't want to take a chance that there's anything. I'm just checking everything is ignored except for that. We're going to go ahead and get that going. We don't care that it autofocused differently or not perfectly matched up. That doesn't matter. Actually, it's pretty close, but we're just going to run it. You can see it engraving, and you can see that all the other pieces are still in there. I did not touch anything except for that piece that I flipped over. Okay guys, sorry it's kind of loud. I have my Glowforge running right now. I was just getting ready to do the assembly and I realized that I didn't cut the jig. The jig is going to be important for placement of the backer. But I didn't want to use this much wood to cut the jig, so what I'm doing is I created these, so they're the same width as this outside piece, and they're the same height. And same thing for the 4x6 version as well. So that's right there and there. So I'm going to just cut these two pieces out and use these as placement jigs, because really it's just a spacer, and I'll show that. Okay, so I have all my pieces cut here, and I'm just going to go ahead and get to work assembling these. So this is the piece that I was talking about earlier. I went ahead, instead of cutting out the whole piece for the jig, I just did this. And I will butt this up next to it. Okay, so now I can butt this up to it. And I know it's going to sit right where it needs to. Okay, that part's done. So now I'll stain it. together. I'm going to be using a Varathane, excuse me, Varathane mahogany, and I put it in these little bottles just because I don't like opening cans every 10 minutes. Okay, so I've got the back assembled and stained. For this layer, I'm just going to I'm going to seal this with tung oil, and I'm going to leave the hearts exactly how they are. I'm not sealing this because it needs to be sealed. I'm sealing this because the tung oil changes the color a little bit, and it brings out the wood grain. Okay. This is what the back looks like. This is the recess that's been engraved for the NFC chip, which I have here. So the NFC chips, I glue them down, so I like to take and just rough them up a little. They have a very smooth, oh, they're hard to hold on to. They have a very smooth surface, so you want to give them a little, I should have used a coarser sandpaper. So we'll glue them in. You don't have to program them first. The only thing that I really recommend doing for sure is testing the tag. So I gotta get this out. I'm gonna open up NFC tools and then just touch it to the back. It'll say NFC tag detected. And when I'm ready to write that, then I will write it. But for now, if it said couldn't detect NFC tag, then I wouldn't be using this one. All right, so that's in there. And just to show this, this is the opening screen, and I'm just showing that the tag can be detected through the phone or through the wood. So that means it can be written through the wood after the fact as well. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to place these kind of all around, and we're going to see . Okay, so I like how that's laid out. I'll go ahead and glue these down. So for all intents and purposes, this is done. I'm just going to go ahead and get that programmed. Here's the easel. Okay, so for this, what I want to do is I want to show you how I extract my audio from a video and get those files set up. I'm going to use audioextractor.net. Go to open video. Find the video you want. Like I said, my sister hasn't sent me the video link yet, so I've not done it. So this will go. Once it's loaded, then I will convert it to an MP3. Okay, so that finished. And now we're going to make sure it's set to MP3 and we're going to extract the audio. And then we're going to download it. It's downloaded. Now I'm going to open my Google Drive. I created a folder called Sherry's Anniversary Project, and I'm going to upload the audio right here. Generic vows. Okay, now I'm going to share. And under this, I'm going to do anyone with link. And then I'm going to hit done. The rest of it I'm going to do from my phone screen. Okay, so now I'm going to program the chip. To start, I'm going to open my Google Drive. We did this on the computer, but Google Drive is, well, it's everywhere. I'm going to go to the project, and I'm going to copy the link. Now I'm going to go to NFC tools. I'm going to read the chip. Now again, my NFC reader sits about center on my phone, which is the Note 9. So it read the chip, which the chip is sitting right about here. I'm going to write, add record. I'm going to go to URL, and then I'm going to paste that link. I'm going to go back to the beginning of the link, and I'm going to get rid of that HTTPS because it's already there. And now I'm going to hit write. It says write complete. Okay, so now I'm going to test it. So it's playing the wedding vows. And you just slide a picture in this, but for all intents and purposes, this is done. Now this is not her actual video clip. I used a generic wedding vows clip for this, but the chip in here is not locked, so I can rewrite this. I can scan this, delete what's on it, and rewrite it as many times as I want. That's why I went to NFC over QR codes, because you can rewrite this should anything ever happen to the link for some reason, or you rearranged your Google Drive, or it stopped working for some reason. Your customer could bring the item back, and you can just grab the link again and reprogram it right to the item. Instead of having to remake the whole item or having a dead item, you can just reprogram it. So that's all. This project is complete. I'll get the actual file and get a picture, and then this is ready to gift.